Welcome dear students to new session of grammar. This is part 2 of Change the Voice. In the part 1 we have already discussed all the indefinite tenses and how to change the voice of all the indefinite tenses. Hello, I am Yogita Joshi, your presenter. I work as lecturer in English at Government Senior Secondary Smart School, Panibaga, District, Mansa. In today's session, we'll start with the right answers of the exercise given at the end of part 1. That is recapitulation of the homework of part 1. This was exercise number 2, unsolved exercise from your grammar book. I hope you remember this exercise and I hope you have already solved it. Now we'll check the right answers for every sentence. First, he reviews his work. You can identify the tense. It is present indefinite. So we'll use is MR plus third form. He reviews his work. Answer is his work is reviewed by him. Number 2. They revise their lessons. Present indefinite. Their lessons are revised by them. Number 3. She does not tell stories. Stories are not told by her. Number 4. Do you favor him? Answer is he favored by you? Number 5. I bought a new car. You can identify it is past indefinite. So we'll use was or were instead of is MR. I bought a new car. A new car was bought by me. Number 6. He always helped the poor. Past indefinite. The poor were always helped by him. Number 7. The boys did not make a lot of noise. Answer. A lot of noise was not made by the boys. Number 8. Did he visit you? Answer. Were you visited by him? Dear students, all these were present indefinite and past indefinite sentences. Now number 9 is yes, future indefinite. I shall write a letter. A letter will be written by me. And the last one, they will read the Ramayana. The Ramayana will be read by them. Very good. I hope all your answers were right. In today's session, we'll deal with all continuous tenses. I'll tell you how to change the voice of continuous tenses. Let's start. Let us analyze with the help of examples. Read the following examples carefully. Left hand side we have active voice, while on right hand side we have passive voice. Let's make a thorough analysis of all the examples. Look at the first example. She is making coffee. She is subject, coffee is object, and we are using is MR, first form of the verb, and ing. Now see what are the changes. This object will take the lead and it will come in the beginning of the sentence. Coffee is being made. So instead of is making, coffee is being made. So here is MR is used with being and third form of the verb by her. She at the end becomes her as a passive pronoun. Now the second example. He is not helping us. Dear students, find out the subject and object. Yes, you can find out easily. He is subject, and us is object. We are to make passive of he and we are to make active of us. So when we activate us, it becomes we. So here in the beginning of the sentence, we. What is compatible with we? Is, am or are? As you can see, are. We are not being helped. Not helping changes into not being helped by him. The passive form of he is him. Now the third sentence. It is an interrogative sentence because helping verb takes the lead. It is in the beginning of the sentence. So after helping verb, what is you? It is subject. Reading is verb. A poem is object. Okay. Now a poem has to come in the beginning of the sentence. But before that, we have to use helping verb to keep the interrogative form intact. Now according to a poem, the right helping verb is is. Is a poem being read by you? Very simple. So these were the changes that we do when there is use of is, am, are followed by first form of the verb and ing. Let's move further. Read the following examples carefully. Now in this case, once again, I have made little changes in the earlier examples. You can notice she is subject, was is helping verb, making is main verb and coffee is object. So what will be in the beginning of the passive voice? Yes, coffee. Coffee was being made by her. So almost all the changes are the same except one, that in this case the use of helping verb is was or were according to the noun. Second example. He was not helping us. Subject is he. Object is us. So what is the active form of us? Yes, we. And compatibility with we is or were. We were not being helped by him. So the passive form of he is him. Third example, helping verb in the beginning of the sentence. So it is an interrogative sentence. After helping verb, subject, then verb, then object. Obviously now object will come at the forefront, but before that we will use the helping verb. Because a poem is singular, so was will be used. Was a poem being read by you? Dear students, you remains you, as we have already discussed, whether it is in the passive form or in the active form. Please note down this point. All the changes are the same, like previous tenses, except being added before the third form of the main verb. So you can note down this point. Now, here I have interesting activity for you, a post-reading activity. You are to change the following sentence into passive. Are you ready? Very good. You have to be careful. It's a tricky one. active voice is my mother will be waiting for me. What is the passive voice of this sentence? Think about it. My mother will be waiting for me. Shall we check the answer? Let's check. Dear students, no voice change in this case because this is an example of future continuous tense. And for future continuous tense, there is no voice change. We have changed the two sentences in the earlier slides. In this case, it was present continuous, in which use of is, am, are and first form of verb plus ing was there. In the next case, we have changed the voice of past continuous tense. In this, there is use of was or were as helping verb followed by the first form of the verb and ing. But in the third case, that is the future continuous tense, there is no voice change. Note it down? Very good. You can note down all these changes in your notebooks. The simple things to remember are: number 1, there is exchange of position of subject and object as we did in part 1. Second, we should carefully analyze which type of helping verb is being used in this sentence. Third is changing the form of verb into the third form. Next is use of preposition here, by. And the last thing is change of active and passive forms of subject and object. So all these changes will take place. So you should not forget that when the subject is active and taking action, it is active voice, while in the passive voice, the subject is passive and it is acted upon by the object. So all these things are to be kept in mind. And in case of past continuous, we have seen that there is use of the helping verb was and were, followed by the first form of the verb and ing. While in the passive form, we have interchanged the positions of subject and object. Then use of was, were, and then use of being followed by the third form of the verb. So in all these cases, we have to take care. If it is a positive sentence, affirmative sentence like the first example, then was being third form, and if it is a negative sentence, was or were not being third form. And if the helping verb was or were is in the beginning in the active voice, you are to keep it in the beginning in the passive voice also. The changes will take place after that. Means you went to the end of the sentence, whereas a poem came to the forefront in third example. And the thing that you should always keep in mind is the subject is active and taking action in active voice, and the subject is passive and is acted upon by the object in the passive voice. Good. I hope you understood every kind of sentence. Now have a little more practice. Read the following sentences and identify the tense. Also change the voice. First, I am buying a book. Yes, it is present continuous. The answer is a book is being bought by me. Number 2, we are selling mangoes. Yes, present continuous. Mangoes are being sold by us. Very easy. The teacher was advising the boy. Very good. Past continuous. The boy was being advised by the teacher. Next, the hunter was killing the birds. The birds were being killed by the hunter. Next, did he help you? Identify. Yes, past indefinite. Were you helped by him? Next, is he telling a story? Present continuous. Is a story being told by him? Next sentence is Arjun was seeing a deer. Past continuous. A deer was being seen by Arjun. Next is Parth was playing violin. Yes, violin was being played by Parth. Next, I was not liking kites. Kites were not being liked by me. Next, he was not eating apples. Apples were not being eaten by him. Next, were you taking tea? Was tea being taken by you? So all these were continuous tenses that we had discussed on board. Let's go through the sentence structure after all these examples. So you have seen in active voice of present continuous, subject is followed by is MR and first form and ing, and at the end of the sentence we have object. In negative, subject plus is MR plus not first form ing and object. In the interrogative sentences, is MR will be in the beginning followed by subject. If assertive, first form of the verb ing and object. If negative, not plus first form of the verb ing plus object. In case of passive, yes, object will be in the forefront followed by is MR plus being, third form of the verb by plus subject. In the negative also, object plus is MR, then not being, third form by and subject at the end. In the interrogative sentences, is MR will be in the beginning followed by object plus being plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. Now the sentence structure of past continuous. Past continuous active voice structure is subject plus was or were plus first form plus ing plus object. Whereas in the negative sentence, was, were will be followed by not. In the interrogative sentences, was or were will be in the beginning followed by subject and then first form of the verb ing and object, and in case of negative question, was, were plus subject plus not plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. In interrogative sentences, do not forget to use question mark. Now the passive voice structure, object in the beginning followed by was, were, then being, third form by and subject, and in case of negative, object plus was, were plus not being, third form by and subject. In the interrogative sentences, was or were will be followed by object. In assertive, being, third form by and subject, but in negative, after object you will use not plus being plus third form by and object. Future continuous tense, we have already discussed, there is no voice change. Dear students, we also have discussed a special case. Let's have a few more examples and later on I'll tell you the sentence structure. I am going to open a new bookstore. Yes, a new bookstore is object and it will come in the front. A new bookstore is going to be opened by me. Very good. Number 2. She is not going to write a letter. Good. A letter is not going to be written by her. Number 3. Are they going to plan a trip? Yes. Is a trip going to be planned by them? Last one. Are you not going to change your job? Is your job not going to be changed by you? Let's move further. Now, let us conclude the basic structures of all the continuous tenses that we have discussed today. In present continuous tense, active voice, subject plus is MR plus first form of the verb, then ing and object. When we changed into passive, it became object plus is MR plus being plus third form, followed by preposition and subject. In past continuous, subject plus was were plus first form of verb plus ing and object, and in passive, object followed by was were plus being plus third form of the verb, then preposition and subject. In case of future continuous, there was no voice change, and in special case, we had subject plus is MR plus going to plus object in active form, object plus is MR plus going to be plus third form plus preposition plus subject in passive form. I hope you understand all the tenses. Now let us test your learning. Exercises. First, change the voice of following sentences. Very easy sentences are there. First, were you saving her life? Number 2, I am going to buy a new book. Number 3, they were going to stop our work. Try to solve. Done it? Let's check the answers. Number 1. Were you saving her life? Here subject is you, object is her life. So the right answer is, was her life being saved by you? I hope you have done it correctly. Next, I am going to buy a new book. Subject is yes, I, and object a new book. So the right answer is, a new book is going to be bought by me. Third, they were going to stop our work. Subject is they, object our work. Right answer is, our work was going to be stopped by them. Please keep in mind, if I am going to, then in that case is MR is to be used, and as in third sentence they were, if there is use of was were, in passive you will once again use was or were. A few more examples. Change the voice of following sentences. I am reading a book. They are not winning the match. Are you writing an essay? Solve it. Done it? Shall we check the answers? Here are the answers. I am reading a book. The right answer is a book is being read by me. Second, they are not winning the match. The match is not being won by them. Number 3, are you writing an essay? Is an essay being written by you? I hope all your answers are right. Homework time, dear students. Exercise number 4 is your homework for today. This is an unsolved exercise in your grammar book. You are to change the voice. Let me read out the sentences for you. Number 1, he is singing a song. Number 2, they were flying kites. Number 3, you were eating fruit. Number 4, are they doing their work? Number 5, were they making a noise? Number 6, who is drawing pictures? Number 7, what are you saying? Number 8, are you not doing mischief? Number 9, whom are you waiting for? Number 10, I am favoring you. You should solve this and we'll meet in part 3. Till then, take care. Keep in mind, hard work is the only way to success. Thank you very much for being with me. Have a very nice day.